Got that candy for you. Told you about it.
I don't want it.
We have to do it.
I don't want to do it.
We have to.
I really don't want to eat this candy.
I don't either, but we're going to.
It's got nuts in it.
Keep your nuts out my fucking candy.
Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. Sitting across from me on the couch this week, as he kind of, well, I mean, not in this particular location, but he's just always with me, I guess. It's Eric. Hey, buddy.
It's me.
It's the Whiskey Mutant.
I'm currently being casted.
For what? We haven't told him yet.
I'll find out. I'm going to be a star.
He came here with hopes and dreams to the, yeah. So as you can probably tell, we are not in Eric's studio. We're not in my studio. We are actually in my dad's office.
Papa Ritter's studio.
This is my dad's office at my grandparents' old house, which is where we are staying for the time being. And yeah, we're not going to do a whole lot of episodes from here, I don't think, but I needed Eric's assistance with moving some boxes, and
here we are.
I'm repaying him with some whiskey.
Here we go.
And hanging out.
That's all I need.
I appreciate it. I mean that sincerely.
Maybe like $10.
Okay, fine.
15.
I've got you on Zelle.
25.
Sure, whatever.
200.
It
was worth a shot.
100 maybe.
75.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right. If you want to help me, though, afford Eric's tip, support the show on Patreon. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast for as little as $1 a month, for as little as $5 a month. There is bonus content over there. And we had a really good pregame chats this week. Talked about
recycling.
We talked about recycling. We talked about a show from the mid-2000s, Mr. Meaty, which I don't know how many people just had a
the fact that I was
flashback
on that one, I was like, yes.
You knew immediately what I was talking about. And I should have known that you were going to be you knew exactly what it was. Yeah. But then we also had a fun conversation, maybe not fun, but insightful conversation about creativity.
Yeah.
And
I had a little panic attack inside as I was talking
and I
about
felt
it.
really bad about it.
Oh, well.
So, but
we don't feel bad now.
I don't feel bad at all.
I feel great.
I'm a little tired.
Well, when aren't you tired?
When I'm asleep.
There we go. Put that on a card.
That sounds like a joke answer or like a bumper sticker or something, but
I'm not tired when I'm asleep.
It's true, though.
It is true.
Anyway, we normally start episodes out with Flying Blind or Sips and Snacks, and this week I'm being held at gunpoint with the Sips and Snacks.
It's got nuts in it.
I don't want to eat this. Is it even truly considered candy?
Let me set this up here. So our friend, supporter of the show,
it looks like a turd.
Yeah, he sent this, Mr. Tony Bag of Donuts. Follow him on Instagram.
Tony Bagadoni.
Tony Bagadoni, always a great guy. Always getting into some kind of mischief when he's at the meetup, leading us on, hunts for his bag and different things. But he was nice enough to send me a box of samples with some snacks in it. And he has been trying to get me to do this pairing for a long time because this is a whiskey that I don't really like that much. I don't know if this one is... See, Tony, I think I did like this one. This is Barrel Seagrass 16 year, 133 proof. But I said regular seagrass tasted like pine sol. And he was like, no, seagrass is good. But he sent me a even better seagrass. So he thinks that this Barrel Seagrass 16 year is going to go great with one of my least favorite candies, and which I've now found out that is one of Perry's least favorite candies. The Almond Joy.
What's the other one? Not. There's the Almond Joy, and then there's
the Good for Nothing.
No.
Mr. Good Bar.
No.
Almond Joy and
Mounds.
Ugh. Almond Joy, coconut and almond chocolate candy bar.
Hate it.
So,
hate it.
Tony,
we're doing this for you, homie.
We're doing this for you, and we're going to be brutally honest.
Here's the thing. I think this can work.
You think so?
I think this will work.
I give it like a 40% chance of working.
That's so low. This is the seagrass that you liked.
Yes.
I love the nose on this.
I do not like the normal seagrass. Absolutely hate it.
I think it's a terrible name.
I would put it up there with Hidden Barn Batch 1.
I believe that for you. Not for me. I like the first.
I just didn't like it
seagrass.
At all. Tasted like I was cleaning floors. This smells pretty good.
Oh, that's so good.
See, was this the one that I thought just tasted like I was on a beach? And I was like,
yeah.
Oh
my gosh. That's
instantly
so
reminds me of like some rum cocktail drink that I'm just drinking on the beach.
I forgot how good this is.
It tastes like that drink I had where I was on vacation and I was like, give me this hurricane thing. And the guy literally puts like 5 bottles of just random stuff in his hand and he pours it all in a cup at once.
The hurricane is a New Orleans originated cocktail.
This one was a category 5, which I think meant it had 5 different spirits in it.
That sounds about right.
Okay, this smells pretty good. I like it. It smells like I'm at the beach.
Tastes even better, man.
This Almond Joy, though, I'm going to take a bite by itself.
It doesn't even smell good. Do you like coconut?
Weird. I'm not a big coconut fan.
Oh,
it's got a weird it's like I'm biting into a rotten fruit.
I don't mind coconut flavor. I hate coconut shavings, like the texture of it.
The only coconut candy bar that I like that has coconut in it is a Zagnut. And Zagnut is like a peanut butter, and it's got a little bit of coconut in it. I think it does.
That's like one of your favorite candy bars.
Yes.
Period.
This is too much, though. This is like...
Where's the almond?
No, I haven't got to it yet.
Oh, I think I only had one almond. Do they only have one almond in the whole bar?
Maybe in the little guys that we have. Yeah, Zagnut bar is crunchy peanut butter surrounded by toasted coconut flakes. It does not... They're toasted and kind of crunchy. These are like mushy coconut. Ugh, I don't know. Let's see if the seagrass...
I can't finish chewing it. I feel like
It's in my teeth. It's literally gritty in my teeth. This is like biting down into those crickets we had the other day. All right, I'm going to go for it.
I'm doing the pour over.
I'm going to save the last bite for pour. Okay, there's some almond. If this had more almond in it, I might like it.
Dude. It works. It absolutely 100% works. It makes the coconut tolerable because it distracts you from it. Audio listeners, Eric just had a moment of clarity, I think.
I think it's the proof.
I think it's just the whiskey as a whole.
I will say it makes the bar better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't know if that's just the whiskey shining over the bar or what. I'll give this pairing
7 out of 10.
3 out of 5.
So we almost gave it the same score.
I think that this whiskey is such a flavor bomb of a whiskey.
What was that face?
I got like a coconut stuck in the back of my throat. I think this is such a flavor bomb that it overpowers the bar a little too much, but that's why it's good, because I don't like the bar. So, as a, I'm going to make a whole new category of pairing called shadowing. And this shadows the horrible snack and makes the whiskey taste better.
Okay.
So, there you go.
I get you. What have you been drinking recently? Came on real strong there.
Old fashioned. I made old fashioned the other day. I toasted it, smoked it.
You've told this already. Yeah, you did. You said it for last week's episode.
I know, but I was trying to go into the fact that they actually made a discount code for me. That if anybody wants to get a smoked cocktail kit from House of Dare, D-A-R-E, they can use code 15W Mutant for 15% off their order.
Dang!
Yeah.
Is that a sponsor?
I mean, they posted it today. 15W Mutant for 15%
That's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. House of Dare.
House of Dare. Sponsor the show, too.
So it's a whole smoking kit. I made the reel out of it. You can watch that on Instagram. You know, something that I hadn't had in a while, and I immediately had to, this is a good thing, I immediately had to put it back in the back of my shelf because I didn't want it to run out, because I was like, I need to have Perr. You've had it with me before. I pulled out one of before Pursuit Spirits was like making their stuff.
Oh,
their
yeah.
single barrels.
Yeah.
I have one of the single barrels, and it's like,
aren't they still doing single barrels?
Maybe.
I think they are.
I haven't got one in a while, which I probably need to change that. But it was it's episode 25, and it's from Finger Lakes.
Yeah, in New York.
In New York. It's a 4-year bourbon. It's 52% ABV, and it's so freaking good.
Yeah.
The notes they have on it is like Mexican, like chocolate or hot chocolate or something. It's just nothing but chocolate on that thing. And I tagged them in it, and I think Kenny does their Instagram and stuff, and he messaged back and said there's a reason they use Finger Lakes in their blends and stuff, because of how good it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing, and it's about halfway gone, and I put it back out of sight because I want that thing to last. It was a pleasant surprise after like a long day of work that I just happened to reach in there in the shelf and get and try again.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I also pulled something out that I hadn't had in a while.
Pull it out.
No.
Okay.
Well,
I thought this was what the couch was for.
Anyway, I've been actively like, because part of the like journey of being a bourbon drinker, being a whiskey fan or proof hound or whatever, that you forget about is how good some of the lower proof stuff can be. So and also with the move and everything, I forgot that I had this.
Sorry to interrupt. Is it okay to admit that, like, I don't feel as good in the mornings when I've had high proof stuff before I go to bed?
Of course.
Okay.
You should. You got to be honest with yourself.
I've recently, maybe it's because I'm on day shift now, but I've recently learned to know what proof I'm going to drink before, like if I have like something before I go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't do as well in the mornings when I've had some barrel proof.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, found it, forgot that I had it. Jim Beam repeal batch. which they don't make anymore. It was from that, like, it was almost like an experimental era.
Yeah.
With Jim Beam, where they were doing just, whatever kind of tickled their fancy.
Yeah.
That was when Distiller's Cut was out too, which I think is still.
I really like Distiller's Cut.
I think as far as like the Jim Beam brand goes, it might be my favorite Jim Beam product.
I still have a little bit of that left.
I thought I did, and in packing up, I didn't find it.
It may be enough for us to like share one pour left. So
yeah,
we might have to do that.
We'll figure it out. I mean, that's really been about it. It's only been a few days since we've seen each other.
Yeah, that's I've only had that.
Yeah.
So
I do have something on the table with me though that I want you to try.
Well, let me try it.
And I brought a couple things out because, I mean, when was the last time you had Heaven Hill 6-year
the
green label out of a plastic handle?
A long time.
So we can have a little bit of. I figured what we'd do this episode, not to like, drink a whole lot like in volume, but just to like try a few different things that either you've not had, because this bottle
I've not had that.
You've not had, but I've only had it for a week and a half. I'll talk about it more in a bit. But I've also got a little sample bottle too from its bourbon night that I really want you to try. And then our review. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
for us
I don't
to
know
try
what it
this.
is.
You
it
don't
was
know
a
what
sample
it is.
scent. Perry has the answer. I'm going to try to see if I can guess a little bit of it.
And I don't. This is just kind of how it goes with me anymore. I'm really sorry, but I don't know who sent it. I don't know who sent it. Oh, wait. Here's a little sticker. Oh, no. That's just telling me what it is. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Whoever sent this sample that we're going to review.
Are we going to drink some of that one too?
Yes.
Now, let me have that and I'll pour both of them.
Okay.
So I don't have to keep reaching back and forth.
Yeah, that's fine. But whoever sent this sample also sent a sticker to put on the sample bottle.
Oh, yeah?
After we tried it.
Does it tell who it is?
No. We should probably start with the Heaven Hill.
I would think.
Yeah. Not made anymore.
That's crazy.
Sorely, sorely missed. Just one of the best budget everyday pours.
I have a bottle
of
left
yesteryear.
that's not open.
Do you really?
Yeah, plan on this like holding on to for a little while.
I think this is about the last of what I have. Because I don't think that I packed up any.
Oh God, so good.
Golly, man. I'm going to go ahead and put this sticker on the sample bottle. So when you pour it, don't look at it. But just in case there winds up being any left, I want to remember it.
Oh, man, it's just classic Heaven Hill. It's a little bit of a bakery, a little sweet. It's like if you take the snickerdoodle note that I always get, but you add a little bit of like vanilla frosting on it or something like that.
All right, my microphone doesn't reach all the way back here.
You're just lounging now.
When I lounge back like this, I look like I have a really tiny head and a huge body. Yeah.
How much were these again?
Well, the handles were like $20.
That's crazy.
And the fifths were, I guess, like $11, $12, something like that. Because the bottled and bond wasn't more than $13.
That is insane. And
man, the era of the Heaven Hill 6 years was the best. I'm gonna put my foot down and say that in like an early time in my bourbon journey, when the 6-year bottle and bond and the 90 proof were both readily available for nothing, basically. When you didn't have to consider like, should I spend this money with the paycheck that I got? Like it was just like, of course I'm going to get 6-year bottled and bond for $13. That was, I think that was my favorite era. And like that was still when you could find Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Stagg Jr.
Well, I think
that kind of stuff on the shelf pretty readily.
I would probably agree too, because that was, when I think of that was some of the most fun I was having.
Oh yeah.
It kind of going back, if you listen to last week's episode, I've been in a little rut, kind of been figuring out what I want to buy now, a little bit bored with stuff. And I think about that when it's like I was excited about these big expensive bottles, and then you realize, then you're like, you know what, I want to grab this $13 screw top and see what happens. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that was when it was so fun. And like you said, you could be like, well, I'm going to go get a Elijah Craig Barrel Proof too and see and compare them and all that stuff. And you could just do that.
Yeah.
This though, man, I've not had this in so long too, and it's so refreshing.
I don't have a lot of regrets in life in general, but also with bourbon because, it's a luxury. The only like true regret that I have is I had this. I still have it. I don't know where it is right now. Like a bottle tap.
Yeah, I remember.
Like
you had that about, it was on the bar.
Yeah, on the bar. And it leaked real bad, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. And I had
don't know what you got
till it's gone.
Till it's gone.
I heard the original version of that song yesterday.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Horrible.
The Counting Crows version is so much better. Sorry, Joni Mitchell. Anyway, Joni Mitchell, great songwriter. I don't like her. I don't like that song as done by her. Counting Crows version is better. So good. Hot take. What was I talking about? Oh, the
tap.
Bottle tap. Yeah. I didn't realize how much it was leaking until it was too late, and I lost like that entire fifth. I just hate it. It's just so wasted. Ugh.
My thinking about that too, my regret is not just going and just buying a case of this and just being like, oh, I'm out $100 or something like that or whatever.
That was one of the, but like by the time that you realized,
you never think that it's going to go away.
Well, and we got told. I don't know if you remember
Bernie.
this episode, longtime listeners, viewers of the podcast, but that was a scoop that I put out into the world from Bernie lovers. Bernie, love you to death, but come on, dude. That the 90 proof wasn't going away. And then like 3 weeks later, it was announced that it was being discontinued.
Man, it makes me want to be like, do I have 2 bottles of that right now? Or no, I have one random bottle that I've not opened, just sitting.
I had a hot scoop.
Hot scoop or pile of poop?
It was a hot scoop, and I can't remember what it was now. Maybe it'll come back to me. It would be for Patreon only.
Oh,
maybe.
Oh.
I don't want to, I want to make a fool out of myself again. Yeah. That's why I don't text anybody with questions about the insider knowledge on the industry side of things anymore. Now it's just to check up on people.
Yeah.
Like I'll text Marianne every once in a while and just be like, "Hey, you hanging in there?" Bernie, we haven't caught up in a bit. How's it going, man?
I do want to say appreciate to all the listeners and people who commented or sent us a message talking about what they do or
thank you guys for that.
for my bourbon rut. Got a lot of good suggestions.
It's almost like when we ask people to engage with us, it works.
Yeah.
So
talk about it. Tell us what you think about the Heaven Hill.
Like, also, I want you guys to just feel free enough to comment.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah. Like,
tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you do like. Like,
I don't like Whiskey Mutant.
I want to know.
Could you imagine, though, if it was like, yeah, I just don't like Perry.
You would just instantly be like, what? What did I do?
Why are you listening to the podcast then? I've been on every single episode except for one.
That was my favorite.
The guy who created the podcast, the one episode he's not even on, that was my favorite.
No, but like, seriously, like, yeah, if somebody said I don't like Whiskey Mutant.
Sorry, that just hurt. Like, thinking about that just hurts. Like, if you're... Yeah, I grit my teeth and bear it just, so I can hear the Whiskey Mutant, but I skip forward every 10 seconds so I can avoid the things that Perry said.
No, y'all don't even want to know what happened if there was no Perry involved in this.
Well, they've heard it.
Well,
they heard that
you
episode.
edited it, though. You made it sound decent.
Well, that's true.
So,
hey, if you need a podcast editor, let me know.
Well, there you go. So that's what we need. Going off the,
I don't do it for free, but I will do
chats it. Is like, hey, if I could just sit there and do the crazy stuff, and somebody else put all of it together, I could roll out some videos while they fixed it while I went to work.
Yeah.
All right, what are we having next?
Okay, so this is from our friends over at Rare Character. This is
good guy, Chad. Working hard over there.
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, good guy, Chad. Working hard.
No.
Oh. What?
The Rare Character part, dude.
Oh. It's literally on his bio. At Rare Characters, single barrel OPS manager.
Oh, okay.
If you go to his Instagram. He's like working hard and he's drilling in the barrels and stuff, man. He's living the life. Dude has made it, and I'm so happy for him.
Okay, so yeah, that Chad works with Rare Character, but he wasn't who gifted us this bottle. This was from she's kind of like, I guess, their operations manager at Rare Character, but my friend Abby, who is, she's family friends and everything, at the 4th of July brought this bottle.
Oh.
This was the first bottle that I opened after I broke my foot.
Nice.
I mean, like half an hour after I broke my foot, before I even went to the ER. Well, I didn't know at that point if I needed to go. And then, like, the more I sat there and it wasn't getting any better, it was like, yeah, I should probably go.
I just, the questions you get asked, what have you been drinking? After I broke my foot, okay?
After I broke my foot.
Don't judge.
Hold on, I gotta text Lucy back. 1171572. Wait, never mind.
Call the heavy hitter. So wait. Oh.
Call 255-3000. I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Need cash now.
Call JG.
I want my cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
I want it now.
All right, Veruca Salt.
Isn't that the one where the girl leans out the window or something and she's like, I want my cash now?
Probably.
Yeah.
I just remember the one where they're all on like a public bus.
Oh my God.
And there's the guy who is singing opera and he's like, he's in like full like Viking with the horn helmet thing.
No. That's what's wrong with America. People just yell and sing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that they all have structured settlements, but they can't access it.
You think
that's what's wrong with
out a window and say,
that's what's wrong with America.
Now, and people are just supposed to give you
You're
cash.
going to die on that hill. That's what's wrong with America.
Yeah, people don't want to work. They just want to yell at windows. They just want to yell at the window and say, I need cash now. And somebody's like, call this number.
This is the worst hot take you've ever had. There were parts of this I was going to cut out and just have for Patreon, but I need the people to hear this, that you think What's wrong with America?
Part of the what's wrong. People
Well,
don't
no,
wanna
you
work.
can't backtrack now.
Okay, what's wrong with America? People just want to yell for money. Then something happens, they fall out a window, and then
and then they want more money, even though it's their fault. Look, I don't fully agree with this, but I support you.
It's part of the
because
problem.
I love you.
It's part of the problem. People don't want to work.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I just want to yell stuff.
I didn't realize you were such a crypto bro.
I'm not. I don't even know what crypto is.
Oh, we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So this bottle, this is a rare character,
Yes.
single barrel rye,
Okay.
finished in an Amberana cask.
Okay. Tell me about Amberana again.
I don't know a whole lot about it. It's like a wine, I think, but it's what everybody is like. They've all got a hard on for it now.
It's the thing
right now. It's not my favorite finishing.
It smells like cologne.
But it's good. This was selected by Dawson Fine Wine and Spirits. I don't know where that is. I don't know who they are. But this is a 6-year, 8-month, 110.94 proof.
I will be honest right off the bat. I want this rye without the finish.
I would be interested in it.
It smells like cologne.
It really does. It actually smells like a cologne that I used to have.
I'm not saying bad. That's bad. I'm saying it smells like a cologne.
Yeah. I don't know what. I lost that cologne.
It smells like
it was
something
it was my favorite cologne. And I'm not a cologne wearer typically, but it was my favorite cologne. Okay. I forgot about this until right now.
Okay.
Have you seen that Jackie's ICANN has developed a bourbon scented perfume?
No.
Not like caramel vanilla oak. It's supposed to smell like bourbon.
So it's
like
supposed
alcohol.
to smell like you've just been drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, officer. I'm just going to work today.
See, that's the thing. Like, don't do that. Jackie, love you to death, but holy moly.
That's strike 2. Hidden bar batch 1, strike 1. Cologne that gets you pulled over, strike 2. What's next?
In Barn Batch 3.
Oh shit! I kind of want to revisit just to see.
No, I want to go back to it. I think it's one of those things that we have to,
Not
give
batch. I don't want to go back.
Batch 1?
No, I want to revisit.
Well, I think we should try Batch 1 up against Batch 2.
Okay.
And I guess Batch 3 eventually.
Whatever's out.
But so I think it was Brett Atlas on Twitter tweeted about it, like reposted it and, said something to the effect of like, no, officer, it's just my perfume.
Yeah.
And I responded with, and I mean this sincerely, people don't understand when I say things like, I don't want everything in my life to be bourbon.
That's the whole point of what we say.
And that is the...
There's more to this than just
absolutely
24/7
the
whiskey.
Key. That is such a strong argument in my favor.
Yeah.
Like, vanilla caramel oak, great notes. I don't mind that at all. But like you introduce the alcohol portion of it and it's like, no.
Oh.
I don't want to smell like bourbon all the time.
No.
I just like, let me exist without.
And it's like,
it's not my whole identity.
If we see each other, it's okay to say, what'd you think of that show? Or what are you getting into?
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, did you try this? Have you tried this? What do you think of this? Like, no, like, Anyway.
Yeah. I really like this.
Okay, I haven't had a drink of it yet. It just smells like cologne.
It's very alcohol forward.
It's very rye forward.
Yeah.
I like this because on the palate, it doesn't taste as finished as it smells.
Mm-mm.
That's why I said I would love to have this rye because I can think of how much I love almost 6 to 7 year MGP rye. I'm assuming this is MGP.
It is MGP.
I know they have Kentucky ryes too.
Yeah. No, this is MGP.
I like this. I like this without smelling it. Because when I smell it, it makes me think of like a fragrance. But when I taste it, it's more of a rye. What's the proof on this?
110.94.
Oh, that's good.
Embracing our mission of innovation through authenticity has brought us to South America and the incredible array of native wood casks used in the aging of cachaça. Yeah, that's a thing, right?
Abby or Chad, like if you have any just random rye sitting around that you're like, I don't really want this, send it my way.
This special cask finishing bottling is an extension of the base range of Frere Character single barrel selects from Pablo Moi. Elevated with unique access to the wide range of native wood barrels, we have combined one-of-a-kind access to top distilleries, private warehouses, and finished these barrels in curated selections of the finest Amburana. A traditional native wood barrel brought into Indiana to finish is sure to be something you have never tasted before. That last sentence doesn't make sense.
So good, too. I mean, it just coats. I like this.
Yeah, I like it a whole lot.
I would not smell this, though.
No, I'd rather drink.
I'd rather just put it in a like a rocks glass and just sip on it.
Okay, so it's not a wine. It's a Spanish, not Spanish. It's a South American wood.
Oh.
Cachaça. Am I saying that? I feel like I'm saying that right.
I don't know, man.
I don't even remember specifically what cachaça is.
But. Good on the palate. It's just a little too strong on the nose for me.
Yeah, I agree. But still good.
I would, like I said, I would pour this up and I would just sip it without smelling it. I wouldn't do the whole like, what am I getting? I would just drink it.
Yeah. I think that's kind of...
I like that bottle too. I like the color. I like the white wax.
Oh yeah. I do too. I think the label is super cool.
Yeah.
It's like a root beer float. Oh, it's root beer.
That's what it is.
Yeah. There we go.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I get it now. I'm not the idiot.
I'm the idiot.
No, you're not.
I'm the problem. It's me.
I think we should go ahead and get to our review. We're running a little bit low on time.
All right.
All right. Don't look at the label.
Okay. That smells good. I love, and I'm sorry if you're listening or watching. I'm sorry if you're listening or watching and you don't understand what I'm saying. Maybe you haven't got a chance to visit like a Rick House or something like that. But this smells like I've been given, like they've handed me like a little thing of caramel corn, like caramel popcorn, and I'm just eating it while I'm walking through a barrel, like a Rick House full of barrels.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you one part of this that I feel like is pretty relevant to what we just had.
Okay.
This is also finished in Amburana barrels.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. I didn't realize it until I just looked at the sheet of paper that was sent to us.
See? Organized chaos. Yeah, dude, this smells like caramel corn, but I'm in a Rick House. Like I'm on a tour.
But also, you don't have any of the rare character left?
No, I drank it.
Was it in that glass?
No, I rinsed this one out.
Oh, okay.
Do I need more? Are you trying to compare them?
I mean, they don't smell dissimilar.
Sorry about the reach arounds over here.
Patreon's mostly getting those. It's behind the paywall. You want the reach arounds, get the... You don't even have to drink all of that. I mostly want you to smell it for comparison's sake. And here's the thing.
See,
it's the fact that this is, and I will tell you too, this is a bourbon, not a rye. So I think that Amburana just, and this is a very narrow understanding or opinion, but it seems like Amburana works better with bourbon than it does rye.
Yeah, because immediately I get the cologne perfume smell on the one I just poured, but the one that we're reviewing, it's not as strong.
I get it, but you're right.
It's a muted, which if I'm going to drink whiskey, I don't want it to smell as much like perfume.
I don't want to wear my bourbon.
No. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Yeah, it's like caramel, kind of buttery popcorn, but barrel.
Yeah. You know what I'm really realizing I don't like about this setup?
What?
We're too far away from each other.
I know it kind of. I want to touch you sometimes.
Well, it's not that. I just want to be able to like cheers.
Oh yeah. Think it.
And sink it. Oh my gosh.
Just when I start thinking to myself, I'm done with finished whiskey, I have something like this. The mouthfeel.
Holy crap.
The mouthfeel on this, like it coats. And I don't know if I've ever said this before, but it feels like a swirl. It feels like when I taste it, like the flavors are kind of going down and up, like it's a swirl. And there's still a lot of caramel on the palate, but it turns really kind of citrusy.
There's no way. Oh my gosh.
What?
Dude, this might still be available.
This is good. There's something that it turns into on the back end of...
Okay, it's not. This one is not still available, but there is another version of this that is.
Interesting. What is that? There's something I'm getting at the end of this that I can't... The color of it is like a soft purple.
Like a lilac.
Yeah. It's not grape, but it's kind of a muted grape. I don't know what that is. I really like this a lot.
Do you want me to go ahead and tell you what this is?
This is a finished bourbon, you said, right?
This is a finished bourbon.
Let me try to guess the proof. Do you know the proof?
I do know the proof.
112.
Screw you, dude.
What?
It's exactly what it is.
No way.
It's 112.4. I'm not messing with you.
I thought it was like around 114, but I just threw out a random number.
It is 112.4 proof.
I don't know anything else other than it's good.
This is... Why can I not find this particular bottle anywhere? I wonder if I've had this for a long time. This is a cigar batch, Starlight, Carl T. Huber's bourbon whiskey finished in Brazilian Amburana barrels from r/bourbon.
Oh, the Reddit one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Reddit kind of sucks, but this is good. Man, that's good. They do a lot of finishes over there too.
Yeah. Okay, so this is sold out.
Well, this is like a club pick or something like that.
Yeah, it was available just for people on r/bourbon.
Yeah.
$95. 4.5 years old.
And it's Starlight bourbon.
Yeah, it is their own distillate.
Interesting. That's super good.
But yeah, and I mean, like, you know, I try not to review single barrels generally because it's like stuff that you can't get.
I wonder who sent us this.
I can't remember, man. I don't know.
Anyway, thank you if you're listening and you sent this.
Golly, this was from 2021. Or no, it was 2022. I mean, just phenomenal. 95 is a little bit more than I would want to pay for a 4.5-year-old bourbon, but I think the quality of this really, really just makes it worth it.
I went back to the rare character, and still the nose is just way too pungent, but I think the palate holds up to this one. But as the total package, I think this is definitely the winner out of the two. That's a great pick.
Starlight, man.
They're doing good stuff.
We got to do a Starlight pick sometime.
Let's go. We know plenty of people that go there.
Yeah, right. It's just over the river from Louisville.
Yeah.
It's not like it's
we
super
have
far
several
away
people that visit and do stuff for them. So
yeah. Nose, palate, finish, and price. Should we?
I mean, it's a review. We got to.
Yeah,
I know we don't normally do. I think on the
that finish is incredible.
I think on the nose, I'm going to give this a 4.
I agree. Yeah, 4 on the nose. Oh, sorry. Each category is out of 5. Final score is out of 20. Yeah, nose is definitely a 4 for me. It's just so it's so different and it's so robust.
To me, it's different, but it's kind of familiar too, because I instantly thought I was like at a Rick House and I had like a little snack while I was in there. But I mean, it is different to think you're eating Cracker Jacks while you're walking through a Rick House.
Yeah.
So
you're right. There is that like that nuttiness to it that comes with like that finishing.
Right.
But it's also kind of, and this translates to the palate as well, just like a leatheriness to it as well. It just kind of screams to be drank. I mean, like, of course, when we're smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
But also like just sitting in like an old library.
Yeah. It's a little musty.
Yeah.
Good. It's like that weird smell that you like.
It's Mr. Meaty.
It's Mr. Meaty.
It's the Mr. Meaty of.
I would love to do a pick and put Mr. Meaty sticker on it.
So if you go to YouTube and you watch, it's like there's like a video that's like all Mr. Meaty shorts compilation. Like the first one on that video is the one where they meet the girl.
Yeah.
And she sticks her hand in the deep fryer. And it comes out just charred. Just how was that a kid's show in any capacity?
One short, they put a fishing pole line down a guy's throat and pull out a tapeworm, and the tapeworm attacks him. So good.
So ridiculous. Palate is also a 4 for me.
I'm already at an 8. I just put it on there. I think it translates to the palate pretty much the same way. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Finish is a 5.
4.5. I was leaning toward a good, but
here's the reason. Okay, so the reason that I pushed it to a 5, and I could have easily settled with a 4.5. It does that thing where like it stops at the right point that it makes you want to go back for another drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of a like experience 5 than anything. Even though the flavors on the finish are incredible. The like sitting with it, I think really is what is pushing it for me.
I agree.
So yeah, it's a 5 on the
I think the finish wraps everything up really well. It's not a super long finish, but it's a very punchy finish.
Yeah. Price at $95. It's a lot.
Not pushing 100. Yes, it's a lot.
I think that cigar batches run expensive a lot of the time, or cigar blends or whatever you want to call them, run expensive because of the notoriety that like the Magnus cigar blend gained.
Yep.
And it's not saying that they're all like subpar or don't attain that quality, because I do think that there are great cigar batches out there, cigar blends. I don't know. A lot of it is hype, I would say.
Yeah.
So $95, that's a lot, but this is a very quality pour. It's one of this is a bottle I would have fought to like keep around in my collection for a long time. I'm going to give it a 3.
Same. 15.5.
So I'm a 16.
Yeah, I think when you push 100, now I've kind of changed my thoughts on pricing lately. 100 is a lot. That is,
just kind of where things are going.
Bills and all that stuff. I think this deserves to be close to 100, and I know what these distilleries are charging and all that. Would I buy 3 of these if they were at $75? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I think just a little cheaper would have been good, but I understand the pricing. It's a single barrel. It's a group pick. It's a cigar blend. Like Perry said, that's a hot thing right now. And
has been for a while.
You expect to pay that much for that. So,
yeah.
3. It's not the worst. It's not the best. I understand it.
Yeah, I get it. High proof hot takes?
High proof hot takes. I don't know if I have one. Do you have any?
I had another nice one, but I can't remember what.
Soft take?
No, it's still a hot take, but I just can't remember what it was.
I've not had any experiences this week that have made me go, I'm going to talk about this shit.
I got to talk about this.
No, I don't. It's been pretty positive. Work has been busy, but it's just work. So no, I don't have any high proof hot takes. I'm pretty positive right now.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in a good mood.
Yeah.
Too. I am getting tired of my foot being broken, but I still have
it's not.
I still have like
broken.
a month of that being.
Could be worse.
Case. Yeah, I could have had surgery this past week. Yeah. Maybe that was what it was. Something
Surgery?
along. No.
Doctors. They suck.
It was something along the lines of, I think, like, give yourself the opportunity to reflect and not be so hard on yourself for particular situations. Like, I had to go to Frankfurt Wednesday for work. I've added on about 20 minutes to my commute. And so I was frustrated with that. It was hard getting out the door. It was my first time going into work with my foot being broken. And I was just like frustrated the whole morning. But like halfway there, I was like, well, you could have been in surgery.
Yeah. You could be laid up right now.
Yeah. It could have been a lot worse for you. So it's okay to have perspective and to feel bad about your situation at times. But it's also important to take that perspective and put a majorly positive spin on it.
Mr. Brightside.
Great song.
Coming out on
camera. We got a couple barrel rings.
Should we tell them how to be a part of it?
We could tell them how to be a part of it. It is our hotline where you can leave us a voicemail. And you can do that anytime you want, not just when we ask for it, but if you have a thought and it's just, you say, I got to get this out. I got to say this.
I want to be on the show, and I got to let them know.
I have to let them know right this daggum
Got to be on the show.
minute.
Got to let them just know. Tell them all right. 'cause I'm feeling right.
And that's, yeah, there's a phone number you can call. That phone number is
859-428-8253.
Okay. 859-428-8253. This first one is from our boy, Mr. Tony Bag of Donuts.
Oh, already talked about it.
What's up, boys? So, Eric, you're stuck in a rut. Just try buying new things like, I don't know, Yellowstone whiskey. I'm not talking about Limestone Branch. I'm talking about actual Yellowstone gift shop whiskey. So we were driving into the park yesterday. There's a buffalo, just one, running down the road in the opposite lane with a nice little traffic jam following him. He didn't have any blends, but I could have reached out and touched him, like tapped his horn or something. He was that close. So that was fun. Very super glad you're not paying anymore, but I am sad that you're not going to come stay with me. So I guess I'll just have to live with that or without it. And best of luck finding your new forever home / beat laboratory / studio. All those things. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Were you supposed to go stay with Tony?
When was I ever going to go stay with Tony?
He's been waiting for you.
I'm confused.
The fact that he asked the buffalo if he had any blends is kind of amazing, though.
I'm kind of at a loss right now. Like, when was I going to go stay with Tony?
You said a lot of things during the meetup.
Didn't we all?
Didn't we all?
All right.
Love you, Tony.
Take a wild guess at who's next.
Chad.
Nope.
Bill.
There you go.
What's going on, my guys? This is Bill. Just popping in, say hi, see how y'all doing. I was listening to the latest episode, and Eric had a question about buying bourbon and what he should buy and how he's feeling about it and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it, and I say, if you have a feeling that you need to go buy something, just walk into a store, look around, and take out whatever catches your eye. And if nothing catches your eye, it's okay to walk out without a bottle. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. I've been in these funks as well, and eventually something pops in my peripherals or whatever the case may be, something that catches my attention, and that's what I go after. So that's my suggestion. Anyways, you boys have a good one, and we will be talking again next week. Peace out!
Oh, Billy. I should. There's a lot of times I do walk in and something does catch my eye, but then I'm like, I don't know. So I think I may start doing a little bit more eye-catching purchases. We'll see.
I think that's a good idea.
Or just screw tops. Nothing but screw tops.
Nothing but.
Yeah.
Tips and bits.
Tips and bits.
Do you have anything to recommend this week?
I don't have anything like a show or anything. I have started doing something lately. Do you want to go first?
Secret Invasion has been really good.
I still haven't I've not started that. I've been catching up on my anime, and that's next in line.
I caught up on, I was 3 weeks behind somehow.
There's been that many episodes?
There's been 4 episodes already.
Should I just wait and watch the whole thing at once?
I think so. Like it feels more like a movie than it does a TV show. And I kind of, I don't know. There's been so much hype around it that I wanted to get caught up just so that I wasn't like missing out on some of the conversation.
Yeah.
But I also want to just sit down and watch the whole thing. I don't even know how many episodes there are.
Well, I'm gonna have to rethink what I do now.
It's really good, man. I'm loving it. It's Samuel L. Jackson is just
He's
phenomenal.
He was on Sneaker Shopping recently.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Ugh, Man, that's awesome. Anyway, that's my only one this week. Something you've been doing.
I have been making myself. I always did it in the morning, but now even at bedtime, I'm washing my face.
That is a great recommendation.
I have a routine with my skin. I don't know. They're like, what the heck? But seriously, it makes you feel so much better. Like I have like a morning routine and a nighttime routine where I'm using face wash and then I'm putting some lotion on. I'm using some like under the eye stuff. And it really does it makes you ready to start the day. And then it relaxes you for bed. I don't know if everybody will get that feeling, but for me, like this is something that I have thoroughly enjoyed. I look forward to washing my face and doing my skin routine, and then either starting the day or laying down. If you've never done, I've never done it till now. You know, I've washed my face like in the shower, one time a day, but like. I don't know. There's something about just like the feeling of doing all that just makes me feel good. So I would recommend you try it. Get like some samples, maybe some different like face wash, some different lotions, eye cream or something like that, and just try it and see what you think. Because honestly, I feel really good when I do that each day. So,
I've never really paid attention to this painting in here before.
Yeah.
Is it an actual painting? I think it is.
Do you know what that guy's doing?
Playing cards.
No. He's looking at Patreon. And he's deciding if he wants to join our Patreon, because for as little as $1 a month, he can subscribe to it. But at $5, he gets all the bonus stuff. We did Samply Irresistible this week. Sometimes we do Pours from the Floor. You get some not some barrel rings. You get some last calls, which we haven't got to do one in a while, but there's a lot of bonus stuff going on, and you get this episode unedited early just for you. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast. Go over there, join that. We have a Discord, which you can join when you're on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about the Discord in a while.
I love the Discord. I talk more on there than anywhere.
It's wild. Even more than on Threads?
Well, I've been kind of on Threads recently because it's new, but I still think Discord is if you want to do more like intimate chatting and stuff like that.
Yeah, we do have the
we have
NSFW chat,
18 plus chat. But yeah, Discord, Patreon, and then on Threads you can follow at My Bourbon Pod. You can follow me at Whiskey Mutant on Threads. If you want to get some this My Bourbon Podcast merch, go to bourbonshop.threadless.com. A lot of stuff going on there. If you want to send us an email with suggestions for shows, you want to send us samples, you want to send us something to review, you can send us an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You can go to whiskeymutant.myshopify.com if you want to get some Whiskey Mutant merch. If you want to follow us on all social media at My Bourbon Pod, that's how you follow the show. You want to follow me at Whiskey Mutant. You want to follow Perry,
P-Rater 1792.
That's where you go. And then we have a Facebook group. You can go to Facebook. This is My Bourbon Podcast Facebook group. Answer some questions. We'll let you in. That's probably the best place after Patreon to get updates on the barrel picks or anything going on there. And then you can go to YouTube. This is My Bourbon Podcast on YouTube. We put all the episodes up there so you can watch if you're into that. When Perry goes live, we put those on there too. And then just tell everybody about us. Go to all your podcast apps. We're on them all. You can leave a review. You can leave a rating, whichever one you use.
Yeah, we're at a 4.9 on Spotify now.
Get us to a 5.
We were at a 5. We just need more people.
More people.
If you're already listening in the app, you can just go and do it right there.
Just do it right now.
Please.
You can do it. This is the end of the show. We don't care if you do it because we'll be back. Maybe not next week. Perry's going to go on a little vacation.
I keep getting distracted by pictures and
I know,
that I've never paid attention to.
A lot of horses, golf, and red coats.
Okay, I don't understand these guys playing cards and one of them smoking a pipe. Like, they're in, like, official wig attire.
They're trading cards. This is basketball cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Patreon. We'll definitely see you next week. Main listeners, maybe a break next week just because Perry's done moving. They're looking for a house and he's on vacation, so leave him alone. Give
actual
him a break.
Vacation.
Yeah,
actual vacation where I'm not working.
Yes,
aside from
his
editing
actual
the podcast.
vacation.
Yeah. Regardless, though, thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you listening, watching, however you're consuming the podcast. We'll see you real soon, though. Until next time, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is my Bourbon Podcast.